Just there. Okay. Good evening, everybody. My name is Gabriel. It's been a short while, but I'm glad that you could wait for just a moment as we set up. And now it's been a few weeks that I've been off for the Tuesday evening meditations, but I'm glad to take on the role for today because today we'll be doing a extra in-depth presentation and elucidation on the heart chakras. So we'll be crossing into the territory of each of the three specific and distinct aspects of the heart chakra tonight. We'll be talking about the center heart, which is governed by our sense of security. We'll be also discussing the left heart, which is the seat of the self and the spirit, from which our gravity and our support resides. And we'll also be talking about our right heart chakra, where our responsibility resides. But before we begin with that discussion, for the people who are here for the first time, this is We Meditate, and here at We Meditate, we do a method of yoga called Sahaja Yoga. And as you know by now, yoga is a method to achieve a connection or a union with the power that pervades both within, without, and beyond. Now, Sahaja Yoga is distinct in the manner that it works in a straightforward and simple way by using and engaging our attention, drawing it within our body, and then moving it up along the specific channels we have, and also the subtle energy centers, which are also called as chakras in Sanskrit. Now, in our body, just as a recap for people who are here for the first time, there are 7 subtle energy centers in our body, placed so along the spine. Now, flanking those 7 subtle energy centers are 3 channels which cater towards our idea of temporality, of time. We have that which manifests the past, that being the Ida Nadi or our left side. We have that which caters towards future planning and thinking, and that is the right side. Then we have the middle path, which has been talked about in many different iterations throughout these thousands of years. But this is a path that is both narrow and difficult to walk, but it's the path that leads us on an inner ascent and growth. Now, we have a guide on this path. We have an energy that is able to show us and enlighten the way that we walk upon. And that is the maternal and internal energy of the Kundalini that resides in the base of our spine, in the sacrum bone. Now, through Sahaja Yoga meditation, we engage and create a rapport with this inner energy. And as we sit in meditation, and by withdrawing our attention from the senses outside and pulling it into the inner senses within, the Kundalini is able to lift our attention and our awareness up through the subtle energy centers, catering towards any malfunctions or imbalances present on these subtle energy centers, nourishing them, bringing them in line on a vertical ascent, and establishing its presence and awareness on the top of the head. Now, when the trifecta of our Kundalini and our attention, as well as our spirit, resides on the subtle energy center on top of our head, that is when the connection, yoga, or union happens. Now, it is a state hard to put into words, but it is called here inside yoga meditation as thoughtless awareness. It is a state which is beyond thought forms and beyond the oscillation and rise and fall of thought patterns. And when these thought patterns subside into the larger background of the unconscious self, we're able to permeate our awareness into a more holistic and all-encompassing idea of both ourselves and our position. Now, it is quite a big promise, or quite a big sales pitch, so to say. But through gradual meditation, you're able to fix that attention more often in a more sustained manner, above and beyond your thoughts. And this happens in a simple, straightforward, and spontaneous manner. And today we will be doing a meditation, the beginner's meditation, followed then by a focus on the certain theme we have for today, which is the heart chakras. And we'll be going to that in a moment. But first, just a little bit on the heart chakras, and then a few things on how to work with them. So if you're here for the first time, or if you're here for your 10th, 11th, or 15th time, you know that within our subtle system, as we call it, which is a compilation of the chakras and the channels, each chakra caters towards certain sets of qualities, certain sets of characteristics that we can amplify and imbue in our day-to-day life by focusing our attention on these certain energy centers and tapping into the residual and potential aspect of them, allowing them to blossom, open, and flourish. Now, this knowledge has been around for many thousands of years, but in a much more esoteric and also unspoken manner. It is here for the first time that it is produced in a more coherent and explicit way. And it's important to understand these concepts also on a mental level as well as then on an experiential level, because the mental informs the experiential and vice versa. And today I would just like to talk a bit upon the heart center, because it is, I would say, the crucial pivot for the whole subtle system. It represents a variety of aspects that are quintessential in establishing and sustaining and leading our growth and ascension in meditation. Now, of course, it is all the chakras working in unison which provides that yoga, but a strong heart chakra gives you just a bit more power and a bit more focus in actually enabling that growth within. Why so? Because on the level of our heart, it is the midpoint between the lower chakras as well as the higher chakras. It is the midpoint between this kind of, let's say, tree that grows within us from the base of our spine up till the top of our head. Now we have the first initial chakras, that being the root chakra of the Muladhara, which supports the subtle system, followed by the Swadhisthana, the creative potential, the Nabhi, the balancing potential. And then the fourth is the heart, within which resides a few different aspects. Now, above that, we have the communication of the Vishuddhi, we have the thought process and awareness consciousness of the Agnya chakra, and then we have, of course, the Sahasrara at the top of the head. So we have 3 above and 3 below. And in the middle, that kind of glues together these two varied aspects is the heart center. Now, the bottom three centers are present in many different organisms in a variety of different forms. And then the top three are more specific and individual to human beings. And it is the heart that works as a fulcrum or pivot point in bringing that establishment in alignment with all the chakras. Because it has a key feature that is not present in the other chakras of the body, and that is the spirit. Now, the spirit is a bit of a abstract, intangible, and sometimes difficult concept to grasp. Rightly so, because it is it leaves you speechless, because it is a all-encompassing entity, and trying to limit it with words is sometimes a futile process. It is something that goes beyond these easy frames that we might place. And it's something that sustains this whole aspect of our body, both the gross, the subtle, and the substantial levels. The spirit is the support of the whole body. And as we know, the heart pumps blood throughout our whole body, keeping the heat moving, keeping a constant tension and attention on the body, as it has that quintessential spark of life residing in our breast. Now, in many different faiths and in many different religions, they talk about the mirror of the soul and then the spirit in relationship to that. And it's through meditation that we cleanse this mirror of our soul, which can also be understood as our attention, the particularities that make us or create the sense of I-ness. And it is through cleansing our subtle system, bringing it into balance, that we can fine-tune ourselves. We can tune our receptivity better to that energy that's all-encompassing. So we have that substantial, we have that support, and we have that solid rock. We have that solid entity that pervades throughout, located in our left heart chakra. Now, of course, there's more information available on wemeditate.co if you want to just get a quick summary or actually go more in depth into what each chakra caters towards in the subtle system. And it will be also great to just jog your memory after the meditation. So that's wemeditate.co. After that plug, we go to the center heart chakra. Now, the center heart chakra located below our sternum over here. So that's kind of like the hard point where all the ribs align and form this kind of plate in front of your chest. That is the sense that caters towards the sense of security within ourselves. It also encompasses maternal aspects. Now, these maternal and paternal aspects are also present in our heart level because they have a certain inbuilt response to our parents. Now, that's a dimension that goes beyond the capacity of what we can talk today, but there's more to know about, more to learn about that also later on in these meditations. But essentially, that maternal aspect gives us a sense of security. It's that first contact we have with the mother, how she holds us towards the chest. That creates a indelible and unbroken bond with the child and its parents. And that is worked through our center heart chakra. And having a strong relationship with a maternal aspect in your life. Now, it can be your mother or it can be any other person that you project these maternal tendencies on. Having that strong relationship in a way that is both constructive and that is healthy, that is not attached nor detached, but finding the right position in between two extremities allows for a strong sense of self. And with that confidence and with that courage imbued by that chakra, you can face any obstacles in a stalwart and strong manner. Now, the right heart chakra is then the paternal aspects manifested in our being. So the maternal, but then on the father's side. Now, the paternal aspects of the right heart chakra relegate and delegate much of our responsibility. It is our, let's say, our public appearance. Since it is located on the right channel, that means that it is more to do with how we present ourselves outside. It is to do with our job life. It is to do with the responsibilities that we take upon ourselves as a working member of a larger community of people. And that is the encapsulation of the right heart chakra. And working on this aspect allows us to work in a more honest, to work in a diligent manner, and to be aware of where your responsibilities are, the boundaries of your responsibility. Because either you can go beyond your boundaries and take up too much upon yourself, or then you can limit yourself into a small point and completely admonish any responsibility offered in your direction. So it's also, once again, finding that pattern of balance between the chakras. Now, looking at the overall schema of the center, the overall schema of the heart, we have that which is intimate, personal, and within each living organism. That is the spark of life represented as the spirit. So that is the left. Then in the center, we have that sense of security, which allows us to build the bridge of trust between these two centers. That from a personal connects us to that which is the public realm. And having that bridge in between, that you have confidence in your own activities, courage in what you do, and trust that you are able to find your goal, your achievement, and success of your ambitions and desires in a way that is both rewarding for yourself and for the community around you. That pivots upon the central heart chakra. So these are a few different qualities that come from the heart chakra. And without having confidence in yourself, without having that trust that you can ascend in meditation and in inner growth, it's nearly impossible to ascend past the center. So this center comes with a few sets of affirmations we'll be using today, and you can use these affirmations as well as in your own meditation to strengthen these qualities that we mentioned that pertain to each chakra. And if you want to recap of what each aspect of a heart chakra works towards or helps to make better in your subtle system, you can always check it from wemeditate.com. But without further chat, we'll go into the initial meditation, then followed by a focus on the heart chakra. Now, for you who are here for the first time, we'll be placing our hand on specific parts on the left side of our body. Beginning with the heart, we start with the heart. We move down to the left side of our stomach, then to our waist. We bring back our hand in the same line and then move it here to the left side of our throat, finally to the center of our forehead, and then to the top of the head, like so. And during this process and the meditation afterwards, I recommend that you keep your eyes closed, as it helps to draw in your attention and stops it from running around in your surroundings. So, to begin with, let's open both our hands on our lap like so. We can close our eyes gradually and start by focusing our attention on our breathing. And also, as just a little remark, breathing is very much connected also to the heart chakra, since the lungs and the respiratory system. And working on the breathing allows us to also fine tune and bring our attention to that area of the heart. So, working with the inhale and exhale of our breath, inhale through the nose and exhale out of the mouth to begin with, and then afterwards just through the nose. This helps to draw in that energy in a way that is rhythmical and a way that corresponds to how it is most natural and spontaneous operation within our system. So we'll have both of our hands open on our lap. You can sit where you want, on a chair, on the floor, in your bed, or in your garden if you have that luxury, but I doubt it is warm enough for you to do that. But essentially sit in a position that is as comfortable as possible, but not too comfortable that you'll fall asleep. But one where you're not straining yourself too much, and you can sit in that position for about 20 to 25 minutes. So let's adopt that position. Take a moment to gather your thoughts, and we'll place that attention on the inhale of the breath through the nose and exhale out of your mouth. Just do it a couple of times in your own time. We can place our right hand on the left side of our chest, in the region of our heart. We can feel the rhythmical pulsation of our heart as it does its part to move the blood, the life, and the energy around our body. It is here that we ask a question which has been posed for many millennia. It's a question that requires an answer generation after generation, as each person finds a narration, a story that suits themselves. But this is the act of knowing yourself, the act of meditation and introspection. And it begins with a utterly straightforward and simple question. Who am I? Three words which penetrate into the core of our being. We can ask, who am I? Moving our hand down to the level of our stomach on the left side, we ask the question, am I the master of my own life? Am I my own teacher? Moving the hand down to the left side of our waist, It is here that we first address that maternal and internal energy of a Kundalini that's located within each and every human being. And as it lies dormant at the base of our spine, it just requires a desire. It just requires us to ask of this energy to act in unison with our efforts to achieve yoga, the connection. So it is here that we ask, Kundalini, please give me the pure knowledge. Please give me the knowledge that goes beyond the bounds of books and leads me into a experiential awareness of the truth lying, waiting within. It's with this knowledge that we arise and rise and ascend through the subtle channels and their centers. So we can once again ask, Kundalini, please give me the pure knowledge. We say pure because the aspect of the Kundalini is unblemished. It is a cleansing aspect. As it recalibrates, it burns away any of the dross or gross manifestations that might be lingering around in our body, refining and defining those channels and chakras and bringing them into alignment with the rest of the subtle system. Therefore, it's a purifying aspect. So we engage that energy within us, and we can lift our hand back to that stomach area, same position. Keep your attention firmly rooted in that area. And it's here that we affirm. We say with courage, we say with knowledge, I am my own master. I am my own teacher. Because at the end of the day, it's your own guiding principle that makes the decisions you choose, which creates the trajectory and the course of your life. But know that you are your own master, and you're able to discern the right path among a multitude of different options. And that's possible as long as your thoughts and attention are focused on the aspect of the spirit. So we can raise our hand onto the left part of the chest. And with humility, which is an innate human ability, we draw our attention towards the seat of the spirit, which is a constant support, a constant presence, and a constant friend for those who turn in need to that energy, who gives without asking, who gives without expectations. And it's here that we affirm, I am the Spirit. I am the Spirit. all that which is transient, passing, and only temporary. Those we leave behind as we try to find the true depths of ourselves, at the root of which, the seed from which we sprout, that being the Spirit. And as the seed sprouts and blossoms, we can move our hand to the left side of our throat, and here we face a common obstacle present in many people and in many sessions I've taught in the past. That is the obstacle of guilt. Now, guilt is stored here on the left side of our throat in the subtle center of the Vishuddhi chakra. When we've gone beyond our boundaries in misconduct, either consciously or unconsciously, we have built a burden or a luggage of guilt that we drag along our path. And these stones, this weight, is only a burden for us to bear, because we don't dare to actually face them, but we enjoy keeping these pebbles along our path. But it's fine time to realize that we have to face these errors, because to err is to be human, and through error we can learn, we gain experience, and we grow our understanding. But in order to do that, we have to face, and we have to affirm within ourselves, within, I am not guilty. I am not guilty at all. It's good to repeat that one a couple of times, just inside. You don't have to vocalize it, just silently within. I am not guilty. I am not guilty at all. Because the Spirit is beyond any boundaries of good and bad. For all that is part and parcel of the Spirit is good. And with that goodness within us, that goodness affirmed, we can raise our hand to the level of our forehead. We can slightly tilt our head into our palm. And here on the sixth subtle energy center of Yajna is the factory of our thoughts, constantly moving, removing, and creating thoughts in our head. It is a constant carnival and procession without stop, except during the deepest sleep of the night. Otherwise, we have these images, these thoughts, and these desires constantly flying past our mind, attracting us to find and pursue goals which, at the end of the day, are as temporary as the thoughts themselves. And some thoughts can be vicious, some thoughts can cling on to you, some thoughts demand your attention day in and day out. But it's important to affirm that you are the master of your own thoughts, and you can go beyond these shackles and chains that bind you to this mundane game of the ego. And there's a simple solution. There is a simple tool with which you can cut the current of your thoughts, as long as it's sharp, as long as it's constant. And that's the quality of forgiveness. By forgiving yourself and forgiving others, you unloosen the bonds that bind you. You rest the worries and the stress. You quiet that mind that constantly judges, constantly compartmentalizes and divides, and instead allow your mind to turn towards that which is divine. So we affirm within, I forgive everyone, and I forgive myself. Without thinking of a particular person or a specific event, we affirm, I forgive everyone, and I forgive myself. If you still feel the pull of thoughts in your own meditation or in this meditation, turn towards that forgiveness and quiet that judge, jury, and executioner with the affirmation of forgiveness. And as our attention rises above the thoughts, we can place our hand on the top of the head, spread our fingers wide, and massage the top of our scalp in a clockwise manner. When we're able to lift our attention with the assistance and guidance of a Kundalini, we can establish ourselves beyond our thoughts, here on the top of the head. We establish that thoughtless awareness, and we establish our self-realization, which means that we're complete and we're in harmony with ourselves. We know ourselves fully through and true. But that happens only in the state of meditation. So here we affirm, Kundalini, please give me my self-realization. Please deepen my meditation. Kundalini, please give me my self-realization. Please deepen my meditation. We can rest our right hand back down on our lap, and for a few minutes, let's have a mini meditation in silence for just a moment. If you feel your thoughts still knocking on your door, you can keep your attention on the inhale and exhale of your breath, and also the aspect of forgiveness. But most of all, just rest. Don't resist. Let's move our right hand to the center of our chest. We've already affirmed the qualities of the left heart chakra, the seat of the spirit. That's also the source of joy and an ocean of bliss. If we wish to dive into those depths. But here in the center heart, we can ask for that confidence, courage, and trust. So here we ask from the Kundalini, Kundalini, please strengthen my sense of security. Kundalini, please strengthen my sense of security. Let me be Let me be. Courage, confident, and free. Let me be. Moving our attention to the right heart chakra, we switch hands to our left, put it on the right hand side of our body. And here we address that responsibility, that diligence, and also that authority that resides here on the right side of our chest. Here we can affirm and ask from a Kundalini, Kundalini, please make me honest in my conduct and my activities. Kundalini, please allow me to bear my share of a responsibility and the burden with due diligence and care. And Kundalini, please allow me to protect both myself and others in need of security. As we harness these qualities of our fourth subtle energy center, you can at any time of the day call upon these qualities and manifest them, as long as your desire is true and your attention pure, focused, and one-pointed. So for a short moment more, we'll sit for a slightly longer duration in silent meditation. And let's draw in that attention once again to the seat of the spirits. And with full humility, wait upon those shores of tranquility, peace, and constant inner stability. If you find your thoughts running amok again, turn to forgiveness or turn towards your breath. We can slowly open our eyes. And to finish meditation, we'll be lifting our left hand like so across the front of the body and turning our right hand around the left, signifying and symbolizing tying up and bringing our attention to the top of the head. Finishing it with a knot. We do it a second time, consolidating and confirming our attention. Tying it twice, and then we do it a third time. This is for the 3 channels that run across the body. Then we use our right hand and move it in a semicircular way around the body 7 times. And we finish by drawing our 2 hands together in Anjali Mudra. And here to my left is the founder of Sahaja Yoga, Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi. She taught us this meditation for free, and so we also pass it to you on for no cost. And if you want to learn more, see more, feel more, and experience more of Sahaja Yoga, you can find a treasure trove of information on wemeditate.co. There's a lot more tips and tricks, and there's a lot more knowledge to cover. Even each day I'm learning more about myself and the full capacity and potential that is Sahaja Yoga. My name's Gabriel. You can join us again on Thursdays or on Tuesday for our meditation at the European time zone. And otherwise, that's all from me. Have a lovely night, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. As long as I know how the button works. Well, ladies and gentlemen, just a bit of technical glitches here and there. But take care.